I would like to open the floor to anyone that may have any questions or comments to the panel who just spoke. Any takers? Are we shy? Oh, I'm sorry, what is your name?
My name is Jacob.
Okay, and then, actually, I'm gonna hand you the microphone.
Word.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob. I'm a student currently at Baldwin Wallace University, and to be honest, it feels kind of like a vacuum. I don't know many people who are very informed about what's happening, and to be honest, I don't know many people on that campus who have a lot of energy to inform themselves, or who are in really a mental position to inform themselves. It's very heavy, and it honestly takes a toll a lot on my mental health too, just trying to stay updated and trying to stay informed, because it's a lot. What really gets me down as well is that with such a busy schedule, with not having a car and not having money, it's very hard, I think, to feel like I'm doing anything at all, to feel like I'm effectively taking action. It's also very hard to find resources and find gatherings, because I do feel like there is a purposeful dispersion of information, so people can't find things like this. It was very hard for me to find this in general. So my question is, what can I do? Where are there going to be more gatherings? When? How can I vote with my dollars? How can I vote? What can I do to stay informed and to stay active and to make effective action as well?
So these are excellent questions. This is why at every rally, when we first start the rally, people think I'm crazy, but the first thing is connection, right? Because you don't want to just do a rally, go home, and it's over, So here's, just so everybody knows, and probably most of the people here in the room know, so there's Cleveland, Palestine on Instagram.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Palestine. Okay.
Wasn't expecting
Yeah.
Cleveland.Palestine. Yeah.
Cleveland.Palestine on Instagram. Another Instagram is basically mine, but I always use it for Palestine. So it's Resistance 48. Okay.
PCRF.net.
PCRF.net.
CAIR Ohio Cleveland.
CAIR Ohio Cleveland.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
Palestinian Youth Movement.
Palestinian Youth Movement. Anybody else?
Jewish Voice for Peace.
SJP, CSU SJP.
SJP, CSU, Jewish Voices for Peace.
Are you getting those?
Yeah. So if you just follow, even if you just follow one of them, you're going to see all of that, because we basically, and this is something, again, there's an awakening. So this is something that we saw this time around. People are just like, they're no, I used to do rallies just for Hamideh. This time around, everybody wants to be involved. Everybody. So it's important to keep the connections, and obviously the websites. There's so many different organizations. So if you follow one, eventually it'll lead you to all. Okay.
Google Cleveland Peace Action.
Oh, Cleveland Peace Action too, yes.
I just want to respond to that, and I can speak loud. But I very concretely want to say that we have an art build on Sunday where you can have a chance and help us prepare for a protest on Monday, where we will be shutting it down and for a event where Max Miller, Chantel Brown, Governor DeWine, and Mayor Bibb will all be there. So please show up. Quickly want to add that Cleveland right now is just in such a prime position to do this work and to lead the nation in this work. We are at a place where we have a lot of political power with our vote, and we have people in our House of Representatives, even in our state, that we can really lobby to divest from Israel. So every call you make matters, as Eric already mentioned, if they're already running scared. Ohio is deeply invested in Israel. And we have to be the banner to help create a divestment there. And so show up on Monday, come hang out with us. There's a teach-in at Algebra Tea House with PSL on Sunday night. If you want to do something, there's something going on.
and bring other students with you.
Jacob, I just want to say you have taken the first at least 3 steps by showing up here tonight. So I don't buy it that you're not able to do much because you've already disproven that. I think in addition to the website, so some concrete things, I think Monday's going to be fabulous, and I'm looking forward to it.
4 4
At Playhouse Square, 4
If
o'clock at
you can be
Playhouse
there. But the big thing that you can do is go back to Baldwin Wallace and talk. You know, these folks from SJP at Cleveland State will tell you the power of talking.
Or Case, or
Or Case, or UAkron, everywhere. And universities are a great place to do it. And by the way, be prepared for garbage. And when you get the garbage, reach out to us because we know there are people in this room who have been through that mill too, and we know what to do with it. But you have more power than you think. And thank you for coming out tonight.
Okay, we do have one more question, if you don't mind introducing yourself.
Sam Salim, I was just wondering if you can send out an email about that event on Monday so I can forward it to a lot of people.
Yes.
So I was actually just going to piggyback off of his comment, but I think another thing that we can do, you mentioned voting with his dollar, but another thing that we can do is follow the BDS sort of guidance of companies to boycott that are actively supporting Israel and actively supporting violence in Gaza. So looking up the BDS lists, they do change fairly regularly, but there are some key companies that are kind of recommended to be boycotted. So I think that's a place that you can start too. Yep, Donald's, a couple others.
Thank you guys so much for asking those questions and comments. It's really good to hear back from the community, but I do, did you have something?
Hello. Okay. CAIR actually has an action alert, and if you find me, I'll try to send it to you. If you fill it out, it will contact your members of Congress to call for a ceasefire. We have gotten thousands, hundreds of thousands of signatures, and hopefully once we've gotten a good amount, we'll start meeting with our legislators, and that's one thing that you can do. So find me after.
Thank you so much, Fadlan. So I'm going to hand over the mic back to my co-MC, Jeff Hassouf. He is an Arab American and a member of Cleveland Peace Action's Middle East Committee. Graduating in 2017 from Cleveland State University, Jeff works in the engineering data services field. He has been a lifelong activist on justice for Palestinians, Arabs, and Black Americans. And he's also campaigned for Bernie Sanders and Nina Turner due to their initial support for Palestine.
Thank you, Nina. So before I get on with our other speakers, we have a special guest with us here tonight, representing the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, and that would be Nadra Farhat. So, Nadra.
Thank you. I'm not usually the one who speaks in our steering committee, but I was nominated to speak today. So thank you so much for having me. So I wanted to kind of talk about the PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund. So for over 30 years, PCRF has been helping children in the Middle East by leading medical missions into the Middle East, arranging for children to receive medical care through a treatment abroad, and sponsoring humanitarian programs. In response to the urgent needs of children in Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, PCRF runs a wide range of ongoing programs and one-time projects to address humanitarian needs brought on by poverty, war, occupation, and siege. Again, I wanted to thank you all for being here today and for having me. Here's the formal written speech. So the Palestine Children's Relief Fund thanks the organizers of this event, as well as all in the room, for their continued support and critical work and the critical work being done to continue to put the children of Palestine at the forefront. Over the last 40 days, a catastrophe of unprecedented proportions continues to unfold in a deep trail of destruction and unimaginable human suffering. The non-stop Israeli military bombardment of the civilian population in Gaza has now claimed over 11,000 innocent lives, with over 8,000 of that being women and children. Over 1 million people have been displaced, as this is being done without guarantees of safety or return to their homes, and what seems to be no clear end in sight to their suffering. Essential resources like electricity, water, food, fuel have been continuously, deliberately cut off, pushing the civilian population to the brink of desperation. Hello?
They're both up.
Oh, it's okay.
There's a Zionist in the speaker.
Hospitals have are overwhelmed and unable to provide adequate medical care due to the lack of medical supplies, electricity, and clean water. Emergency medical aid is being denied entry. Ambulances are being bombed, and vehicles carrying aid are being targeted by airstrikes. The urgent intervention of the international community is critical now more than ever. PCRF has been on the ground working to find ways to aid in Gaza. With resources scarce within Gaza, PCRF is sourcing items from both Egypt and Jordan. PCRF has been on the ground, and PCRF has been able to purchase $1 million worth of medicine and medical supplies so far through trusted and vetted vendors, mainly through Jordan, and are on their way to Gaza from Jordan via air freight. Other items we've been able to source and provide include lab materials, milk for children, and various medical devices and supplies, totaling roughly $3.6 million worth of interventions. PCRF is also helping to facilitate logistic and medical treatment for sick and injured children outside of Gaza. This is all thanks to the donations coming in from people like you in the room. PCRF joins other humanitarian organizations and people of goodwill in calling on international community to provide immediate humanitarian aid, intensify diplomatic efforts for an immediate ceasefire, ensure accountability for violations of international law, and actively support Gaza's reconstruction. Silence in the face of such tragedy is complicity, and the time is to act now. To act now. Sorry, I'm not a big kid.
So, on a personal note, I've been with the PCRF since I was little. I've witnessed the good that the PCRF does. This summer, we had 3 children, all amputees, that came and got prosthetics. They were all from Gaza, and we all wish that they didn't have to go back because every day we're trying to get a hold of them to see if they're still alive. It is probably one of the best organizations to be a part of. I always dreamed when I was little to make a difference, and I feel honored to be a part of the organization. I've met a lot of amazing people, and people are so generous. They're going to be doing so many missions. We have doctors, nurses, people that are on standby as soon as they let them in. You have no idea how many people there are in the country and in the world actually, that are doing so much good. So your donations make a difference. PCRF is very transparent about everything that it does. I mean, they send out updates, let you know everything. I will say we've had some calls with some of the doctors that are on the ground, and it's pretty devastating, beyond even how devastating what we see on the news and on Instagram and the actual news that's real, not the mainstream media. It is even beyond that. I mean, these kids are starving, they have no clean water. It is just beyond devastation. We, the Cleveland chapter, with all the help and donations, we built a cancer hospital, pediatric cancer hospital in Ramtisi Hospital in Gaza, which has now been bombed. So we have so much work to do, so much rebuilding that needs to be done. Jacob, we are always looking for volunteers to come and support. There's so many people, and I know last time, I think it was Chance who said, he does so much, he's tired, right? Because, there's a few people here that are at every event that do so much, and we have to all do more. And we have to stand with them and help them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nadra. So for anybody that didn't know, the one Al Jazeera reporter in the video was Shireen Abu Akleh, who was a Palestinian reporter, pretty much the Katie Couric of the Middle East, I would say. Is
global icon.
A global icon, really. She was in millions and millions and millions of people's homes around the world. Arabs, others.
American citizen.
She was an American citizen, yes, and it's been found now through independent investigations that it appears she was assassinated by Israeli occupation forces. And I know for me and my family and our community, it is very dear to us because what a lot of people don't know, Shireen was also Rum. She was Melkite Greek Catholic. My family also is Melkite Greek Catholic. So for us, it was a big, big deal when she died because it was a high-profile figure in the Middle East. And it really shows you that it's not about one religion or the other. It's about the eradication of a whole culture and a whole nation and silencing those who are showing exactly what's going on. So I want to thank Palestine Children's Relief Fund for preparing that video for us.